G'day ladies and gentlemen, the Butts Barn here, and it's about time. In fact, it's been too long since we had a look at woke TikTok.
People still have a lot of work to do around their fat phobia.
You have a lot of work to do around your own body. Don't blame other people, love. Mentions Joe Rogan. Check, please. Why? One example, please. I have no problem with this. In fact, I would encourage you all to do exactly what this person's doing.
The thing that gets me about the anti-trans conservative rhetoric around like puberty blockers for trans kids.
I guarantee you this person's done no research into any of these pharmaceuticals. So why don't we spend this video just catching up with those insane human beings?
I am a 40-year-old transgender lesbian. I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom.
Hang on, is this person trying to show their villain arc? Are they trying to get a role in the next Batman as the Joker? Are they trying to replace Heath Ledger?
I dare you to try and stop me.
You just try and stop me. What a strange statement to make.
This is a call to action. You need to arm up. Plain and simple.
Like, are you Thanos? What's going on here?
Time to act is now. I do not fear Christians. I do not fear conservatives. I do not fear evangelicals. And I do not fear...
Who do you fear? Is it the Buddhists? I bet it is the Buddhists. You always gotta be careful of the quiet ones.
You're gonna know what fear actually feels like. There are lots of people like me who are not afraid to die. I've been warned.
Jesus Christ! Well, everyone has been warned. Whoever this is fucking coming for you. And they're gonna walk into the bathroom and do a shit, I guess. Is that what they're threatening here? Dropping a big old deuce? Dropping a big old bomb on the porcelain throne? Fucked if I know, but it is very interesting to see those threats flow through. My God. Okay. I'm gonna take the music out. Is she a B? She's gonna be a... Makeup is outrageous. The fact that you can cover up your beard as a woman with makeup should tell you that you are living a life of lies. Lies and deceit. Poor men. No one says this enough, but poor men. We have to wake up every day looking like shit. Sometimes I walk into my studio to film and I got my psoriasis is flaring up over here. I got a big pimple up my ass over here, and I just have to film because that's what I look like. Ladies like this, let's just watch the start of this again. You're playing dress-ups every day. You're playing dress-ups every day. Fuck you. To the moon. But ladies and gents, before we go any further, this video is brought to you by the great people at Fume. Now, cold turkey might be good on sandwiches, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not a great way to give up a habit. There's a much better way, and I'm not talking about hypnosis, I'm talking about replacing the bad in that habit. Today's sponsor, Fume, is an innovative and amazing device that does just that. Replaces the bad. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavors. You get it? Instead of bad, Fume is good. Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers something to do, which is great for de-stressing and taking away all those little things that your fingers want to be doing that may lead you to your bad habit. There's plenty of new cores available as well, like orange vanilla, which is sweet and citrusy, raspberry lemon and sparkling grapefruit. Ladies and gentlemen, it tastes absolutely delicious. It's light and easy to use. Pick up Fume's Journey Pack today, ladies and gentlemen. Head over to tryfume.com/Butterfield or scan the QR code. Do it right now. And don't forget to use the code Butterfield because you're going to get 20% off all the way up until December, and then it jumps back to 10%, but it's still a great discount. Also, you can upgrade your Journey Pack to the Solano to enjoy a premium walnut barrel and onyx black coated mouthpiece that has a smoother finish, and you still get the discount. That's tryfume, tryfum.com, and don't forget to use the code Butterfield. Now back to the video.
This guy is literally like 5'2".
Thanks for joining me, Tom.
Yeah.
How's your day been? I live in Bondi.
So I live in Bronte.
Ah,
So not very far
next
away.
door.
Yeah.
Nice. PT at 6 a.m. I do ice baths to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
So how often do you do that ice bath?
Every day. All warm,
For the purpose of?
so keeping integrity. So have you heard of Joe Rogan? The reason he does it is to control his inner bitch. And I've got a little loud inner bitch that needs to be controlled. I do a bit of breath work.
Okay, I remember why I saved this video and thought it would be good for this particular one. The comments Because he mentions Joe Rogan, he mentions breath work, he mentions a lot of different things in here. But the comment section on this particular page is a great example of the shit that people genuinely believe. And the fact that there are people out there that think like this should horrify all of us. Here's what I'm talking about. Joe Rogan, big cross. Ice baths, big cross. Breathwork, big cross. These are all red flags. Bondi, okay, maybe. But keeping integrity, big red flag. In what world is any of those things a red flag? Like, I know the guy sounded a bit ridiculous in the video, but guys will literally do anything except going to therapy. Maybe he is going to therapy. Going to therapy is important for a lot of people. But just because he does those type of things, does that mean that he's a bad person? Fruity Tati, I'm sorry, ice bath is an instant red flag. Massive ick. Mate, you do understand that immersing yourself in freezing cold water in an ice bath has an enormous amount of extremely well-researched, evidence-based health benefits. It's the same with sauna. You can actually live longer by doing these things. Reduce inflammation. Be a better version of yourself because you have the mental fortitude to go through horrible things, things that suck. And all of these people, I guarantee you, all of these fucking whingers in the comment section take the path of least resistance every day. And doing things like an ice bath is not the path of least resistance. It sucks. And making yourself do it every day is fucking hard. Mentioned Joe Rogan. Check, please. Why? One example, please. One example, and I'll fucking argue that to the end of time. You have no genuine reason for disliking someone like Joe other than the fact that you heard that some chick on Instagram doesn't like him. That's what you're basing it on. What part of Rogan do you not like?
Disgusting. I just went through
Gender
the Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell.
drive-thru because I'm a whore for Taco Bell. And do you know how they greeted me? They said, "Hello, ma'am." And then after handing me my food, said, "Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day." Bitch, what about me says ma'am?
Your vagina.
The thing that gets me about the anti-trans conservative rhetoric around like puberty blockers for trans kids.
I guarantee you this person's done no research into any of these pharmaceuticals, but okay. Put it out on TikTok. Who gives a shit?
Being mutilated or weren't being like coerced, they would be the #1 advocates for puberty blockers, not only because they're empirically supported and because they were developed for cisgender people.
They were developed for cisgender people for things like early puberty. And like a little girl starts having her period way too early, they put them on these types of things to delay them. Now, what's the long-term effect on that? I don't know off the top of my head. I guarantee you this person doesn't either. But that is in a very, very unique situation. And should we be doing that to every child who thinks that they happen to be a different gender just because they think that? Of course not. And that is the problem with giving people pharmaceuticals based on a thought that they have, particularly at a young age.
Because they would realize that forcing somebody to go through a puberty with a dominant hormone that is misaligned with your actual gender.
A dominant hormone which is misaligned with how you feel. Do we see the difference here? If your body is saying, no, this is obviously what you are, and you feel differently. It's a feeling. I know it's a tough situation and a tough thing to talk about, but just because you feel something doesn't mean you are, right? Right? And I just cannot wrap my head around the idea that you would give your child something to stop them going through a natural process just because they sort of think that they feel a little bit different to how regular people feel.
That would be, by their terms, mutilation. Because imagine if we sat a bunch of 13-year-old cisgender boys around and we were like, "Hey boys, we know that you're boys. And we know that you've been boys as long as you've been alive, and it's very clear to us that you are boys, but we just want to be so sure. So we're actually going to make you go through estrogen-based puberty instead. So that way, like, when you get to the end of that road and you're 18, you can decide if you still wanted to be that boy."
What you're trying to get across here is making someone go through natural puberty when they feel like they're a different gender is like having a 13-year-old boy wwho knows he's a boy, thinks he's a boy, acts like a boy, whatever, and then putting him through female puberty just to make sure that he's a boy. What you're missing is you're interrupting everything that's natural here, everything that everybody goes through, and you're doing that with chemicals. That's what's dangerous. That's what can cause many issues down the line, like infertility. That's just one of them, but there are many. And no one wants to talk about that. but that's a serious issue. I think perhaps some people do need this treatment, but not everyone. And it shouldn't be promoted like this on fucking TikTok. Because who uses TikTok? Kids. It's all young kids. And this is why these echo chambers of these people feeling this way grow and grow and grow. And that's why we see from data all over the world and all over the Western world, of the number of people identifying as different genders to what they were born increasing dramatically. Grown man acts out diaper fetish in public. I have no problem with this. In fact, I would encourage you all to do exactly what this person's doing. Anyway,
I'm gonna be really honest.
please
There's
do.
a lot of really fat phobic people out there.
I like your beard.
Even in the queer community, I was a go-go dancer
my
at a pride
God.
party, and the amount of money that I made versus the amount of money that the thin people made was not the same.
I can't imagine why.
Sometimes people don't even feel comfortable like putting the money in my underwear.
Imagine this is what you complain about.
Awkward with like, should I touch you? Should I? And I see them fully touching other people.
People aren't attracted to giant fat people. Sorry, they're not. Picture this. You're walking along a road, if you can walk, and you see two dogs. One dog, morbidly obese. The other dog, not morbidly obese. You're going to look at the morbidly obese dog and go, oh, that doesn't look good. Probably shouldn't feed that dog as much. But you're telling us that we should look at that morbidly obese dog and go, wow, you look great. Oh my God. Wow, let me put some fucking money in your underwear. No. Fat dogs. Don't worry, you know what I'm saying.
So those are little reminders that people still have a lot of work to do around their fat phobia.
You have a lot of work to do around your own body. Don't blame other people, love. Here is a transgender young man who has experienced male privilege.
All right, I'm gonna piss some people off, but here's some ways that male privilege exists because I've experienced it. Number one, this is my finger. I can get an Uber home at any time of night, and I really don't have to be that worried about it.
You should be a little bit worried. You look about 5 foot tall.
Number two, I can walk around pretty much anywhere late at night and
Again, 5 foot tall, mate. You look like a fucking twig.
also don't have to worry about it. When I assert my opinion and I'm firm about it, I'm seen as strong and powerful.
I bet you're not.
When women do the same thing, they're seen as rude and bitchy.
You gonna be
When
alright?
I was still seen as a girl, if I would go to interact in groups of men, I could almost always guarantee that one of them would look at my chest
Yeah, tits. Duh.
and objectify me, and it made me feel uncomfortable, and that never happens to me now.
Fucking Are You Okay Day is for you. That's who it's for.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
Yes, it does. That was the end of the video. Is that all you uploaded? Okay, cool. Good chat.
You're overweight, like just work out. But my sister brought up a really like mind-blowing point. When you're being fat phobic, you're also being a little bit classist.
No, you're not. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that fat people, often if they're poorer people, because very few people are rich at the moment, they can't afford healthy food. It's not about healthy food, to be honest. It's more about calorie-dense food when it comes to weight. And the reason you're eating so many calories is because you want to eat so many calories, and that's why you put weight on. So fuck the rest of your video, mate. One more video, and then we're fucking done. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. My dick stinks. Another video tomorrow. See you. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure you hit subscribe and check out isaacbutterfield.com for all my tour dates. Check out the second channel that I do with my wife, Little Buttsman, and the Pokemon channel as well. My wife and I also have a podcast called The Mum and Dad Show. It is on Spotify and YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, we have videos coming out almost every day on this channel. We'll see you very soon. Bye.